Alright dudes, what's up? So the latest patch is out on Xbox. We got it a little bit early for some reason on this system. And first thing I want to kind of go over is a lot of the costumes, especially we saw the costumes before, we saw what they looked like, but things really change when you get in-game, in this game, especially in this game. So I kind of just want to roll through some of the newer costumes and see what they look like in-game, and give each one a rating based on the in-game appearance and see how it goes. So let's get this shit started. So, as I was explaining before, Strider is essentially Strider Hien, which is a character that really hasn't been in much else outside of a couple, maybe even just one Strider game in Strider 2. And I think he looks freaking great, man. Let's throw cats to see what it looks like. It's a little bit different. He still pretty much looks like Strider though. But level 3s. That's what we want to see with all these costumes, level 3s.
No defense. Die. Secret arc. Ragnarok. Cut you.
Yeah, dude, I love Strider Hien. All right, Frank. Frank's got the Proto Man costume. I like that it's Proto Man, but damn it, man. On any other character but Frank would have been okay. Let's see a couple of things.
Let me borrow this. Let's go to town. Yeah. Hold on. And it's out of here. This will make a nice shot. Heave-ho. Okay. Yeah. Give him hell. Looking good. Now slam.
That's probably the best picture you've ever taken, Mr. West. Now, one I've really been looking forward to. This design of Megaman X is probably one of my favorite damn designs in the whole game. And I think it looks sick, man. This thing looks really good. Let's try throwing out some supers.
Special weapons ready. You're going nowhere. Full charge.
And I think when you power up with him, he actually just goes into regular light armor, but he has some small differences on his eyes. So this is not really that cool. I wish they gave him different light armor, but it's okay. Sadly, I don't think Mega Man's going to change very much with his level 3, but let's take a look at it anyway.
Have no other choice. Power level rising. Ultimate strike.
Oh, it kind of looks like the ultimate armor changes a little bit on that. Looks like it had a tiny bit more detail. Now, Zero, like, sweet Jesus, dude. I don't think Zero has ever looked cooler, in my opinion. Like, there might be one of the Zero games, like the old GBA Zero games. I think those have a pretty good design, Zero. I can't even tell you how sick I think this looks, man. I almost... Like, I have a big issue with Zero and his weird green tits, but... I can't deny how sick this looks. It looks really good. Let's try to throw out some supers. Either way, I think X and Zero look freaking fantastic together. So next up is the mayor himself. I don't think it was a surprise that Hagar eventually got a true-ass mayor costume. But I do kind of like the Saturday Night Slam Master one from Ultimate Marvel 3 a little bit more, although I don't think this looks bad. Let's take a look.
Can you take this? You're finished. Maximum. I'll crush you. Body crush. Maximum. It's over. Muscle. Think you can handle this?
Overall, I think it's okay. Rocket Raccoons is fairly basic. I mean, I know some people that are hardcore Marvel fans are going to know exactly what the heck this is from, but I only think it's okay, and let me know what you guys think of this.
Let's dance! Rock and roll! Drop it! Get dirty! Maximum! Hey, don't be scared. Step right out! Maximum! Well, all right, let's do it. Get out of the fucking way! And here's Rocket. Ain't no thing like me.
I don't know if it's just me, but I've always heard him say, "Get out of the fucking way." It might just be me.
Get out of the fucking way!
Jedez is another one of my personal favorite costumes. He looks like a techno Batman, and I think it looks just as good in game. Like, holy shit.
No need.
to the facets of flesh. Enter the banquet of the abyss. Did you surrender your life to me? Every path has its end. I shall put your affairs in
I think
order.
it's sick as hell. One of my personal favorite alts in the entire damn game. And I think the same could actually be said about Gomorrah. This costume is a little bit more censored from the ones that people were showing me what it's based off, like the really old 80s Gomorrah costume. She's pretty much looks like Vampirella and that stuff. This is a bit different. It's got a bit more covering things up, but she still looks pretty friggin' crazy. There's a lot of like physics going on the cape as well. There you see it fall off her arm. But I think this one actually looks really cool. I almost like this Gomorrah better than the one we have in the game because it looks more classic comic booky. But take a look. There's one thing about Marvel Infinite that does kind of shine better amongst other things in this game that look a little weird. It's the shiny-ass costumes. And Nova looks great, and Ultron looks pretty decent, but I might actually like original Ultron a bit more. I don't think he looks bad, but he's just definitely a lot different looking with this costume. Let's see some supers.
Get over. Destruction wave. Maximum. Destroy. The machine is the supreme body. No escape. Venom. Truly hidden.
It looks okay. I'm not super impressed by it. It's all right. Now, Nova, on the other hand, is... I can't believe how sick this costume is. I actually love this thing. I know some people would have liked classic Nova a little bit more, but I think this thing looks damn cool. Like, really damn cool. Not to mention, I think Nova's got one of the coolest looking level 3s in the whole game, and it is amplified as hell with this robot-ass costume.
You ready? Nova Force full throttle! Nova Prime power!
Yes, I like it. I like it a lot. So much so I might actually be playing a lot more Nova than I ever was before. Sadly, Thanos is one of the characters where I think his original costume is better than this one. Bald Thanos. I don't know, man. There's just something about this one that I don't think looks amazing, but doesn't specifically look bad. You know what I mean? In my personal preference, I would absolutely go with one of the other costumes.
Cosmic fall.
It's alright, but I actually like the original Thanos even more. Superior Spider-Man, I think, looks even better than the original Spider-Man. This is one of those costumes that I think is heavily amplified by how crazy it looks, and it looks really good in-game. I think I'm going to be playing a bit of Spider-Man just because Venom is out now, and we'll see how that goes.
Copy a big one. See ya. Business Spidey style. Use this. Huh? What's going on? Something's coming. Howdy. Crashing someone else's battle is just bad form. My spider sense is tingling. With great power comes a great beatdown. How's that for a web slinging smackdown?
I think it looks good. I like Spider-Man in this costume quite a bit, and I hope the next one is something like 2099 Spider-Man. That'd be sick.
Can we finish this up? I got a date.
So while I think Winter Soldier's probably got one of the cooler looking base costumes just for a dude in the game, I kind of like it. His alternate is just the worst, man. There's just something about it that I don't think looks right at all. But, you know, to each their own. If you wanted to make Bucky look like Logan, then this is up your alley.
Better clench your teeth. Scram!
Unyielding justice! Maxima! Still want more? Take mine! Next! Here's the finale! You're gonna love this! Maxima! Blade right into my hand! Metal knuckle sandwich!
And I think the same can be said about Black Widow's costume. It's just so similar to what we just saw on her other costume that it almost looks like it's the exact same thing.
Target locked. This will wake you up. So gullible. Resisting only makes it worse. Let's dance. Give up already. Say goodnight.
It's a little bit better than Winter Soldiers, but unfortunately 2 of the new DLC characters have some kind of extremely bland costumes. However, one that everybody's probably going to be super happy with is Anti-Venom. This stuff looks crazy, man. Not to mention, Venom's already probably the best looking individual character in the game. Put this stuff on top of it, and he looks even better, which is hard to imagine.
Let's go! Red! We'll torture you to death! Die! Come on, Red! Devour everything! Death bite!
Yeah, man, I love this costume. I think it looks awesome.
We're weak! Let the slaughter begin! You think you can take us? You're not ready yet!
There you have it, guys. That's all the costumes that are in the current wave of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Some have more than others because they were included with, like, the early games DLC and things like that. But we have a good idea of what could be possibly in the future for some characters because there is a Wave 1 and a Wave 2. But either way, I know these costumes are expensive, especially individually. And if you guys care enough to get this stuff, at least you can see what they kind of look like before investing 30 bucks for 30 costumes. As always, dudes, thank you a ton for watching. I'll be back with more updates and a week of Venom as we start the new DLC for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.